Hi everyone, it's Holly Murray King, and I am doing another Hunger Games themed challenge, and I promise that this is the last Pokemon one I'm going to do. There are probably like hundreds more that I could do, but I'm going to end doing it with just doing the legendaries. I know that there's a lot more like sub-legendaries and yada yada yada. You could go on for like hundreds of them, but I just went on one of the sites, found a list. Like a majority of the sites agreed with most of these all being on the list. So, without further ado, I'm going to go through them. I already know which ones that I would want to win. So, if there's some legendaries you like better than most, then feel free to root for them. Alright, so in District 1, we have Raikou, Regirock, Entei, Celebi. In District 2, we have Suicune, Ho-Oh, Mewtwo, and Lugia. In District 3, we have Zapdos, Moltres, Registeel. Wow. Yeah, there's some that I'm not going to be able to pronounce because I don't know all of them. District 4, Mew, Latias, Articuno, Latios. District 5, Kyogre, Rayquaza, Groudon, Uxie. District 6, Mesprit, Zelf, Dialga, Palkia. District 7, we have Giratina, Cresselia, Heatran, and Regigigas. Yes. District 8, we have Cobalion, Terrakion, and Virizion. And Tornadus. You know, it'd be nice if I stopped right-clicking every time I was trying to go down. In District 9, we have Thundurus, Landorus, Zekrom, and Reshiram. In District 10, we have Xerneas, Yveltal, Zygarde, and Null. In District 11, we have Silvally, the Guardian Deities, Cosmoem, Solgaleo, and Solgaleo. In District 12, we have Lunala, Duskmane, Necrozma, Dawn Wings Necrozma, and Ultra Necrozma. The newest one is so weird. But anyway, so let's see who wins. And I'm hopefully promising that this is my last 48 character one I'm doing because that's a lot. But there was a lot of legendaries, so I kind of had no choice. Anyway, let's get started. The Bloodbath. As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. Entei retrieves a trident from inside the cornucopia. Dawnwing's Necrozma, that's going to be so fun, runs away from the cornucopia. Azelf takes a handful of throwing knives. Zygarde runs away from the cornucopia. Moltres finds a backpack full of camping equipment. Regigigas breaks Noel's nose for a basket of bread. Ultra Necrozma runs away from the cornucopia. Mesprit clutches a first aid kit and runs away. Virizion runs away from the cornucopia. Raikou snatches a bottle of alcohol and a rag. Groudon runs away from the cornucopia. The Guardian Deities finds a backpack full of camping equipment. Suicune breaks Giratina's nose for a basket of bread. Wow, everyone wants bread. Reshiram runs away from the cornucopia. Articuno grabs a sword. Latias runs away from the cornucopia. Celebi runs away from the cornucopia. Zekrom runs away from the cornucopia. Terrakion runs away from the cornucopia. Ho-Oh runs away from the cornucopia. Dialga runs away from the cornucopia. Mewtwo grabs a shield leaning on the cornucopia. Uxie runs into the cornucopia and hides. Heatran takes a spear from inside the cornucopia. Lugia takes a handful of throwing knives. Lunala runs away from the cornucopia. Cosmoem finds a bag full of explosives. Tornadus and Regis fight for a bag. Tornadus gives up and retreats. Lame. Solgaleo runs away from the cornucopia. Mew finds a bag full of explosives. Cobalion runs away from the cornucopia. Duskmane Necrozma runs away from the cornucopia. Rayquaza runs away from the cornucopia. Landorus scares Yveltal away from the cornucopia. Is anyone going to kill anyone? Like, seriously. Kyogre rips a mace out of Regirock's hands. That's a feat since he's made of freaking rock. Silvally runs away from the cornucopia. Zapdos runs into the cornucopia and hides. Xerneas grabs a backpack and retreats. Latios finds a backpack full of camping equipment. Well, that's helpful. Cresselia runs into the cornucopia and hides. Thundurus scares Palkia away from the cornucopia. Registeel runs away from the cornucopia. Well, everyone is kind of just doing their own thing. There's 2 broken noses already. That's all the brutality that's happened so far. Day 1. Landorus explores the arena. Articuno and Cobalion work together for the day. Aww, two of my favorite legendaries. Giratina discovers a river. Silvally defeats Rigagigas in a fight and spares her life. No, just kill Rigagigas so I don't have to say its name anymore. Lugia diverts Zapdos' attention and runs away. Terrakion defeats Tornadus in a fight but spares her life. Mew begs for Yveltal to kill him. She reluctantly... No! Are you kidding me, Mew? You just... I'm sorry. Just really hoping Mew would win this time. Mew's been in every single video because Mew's my favorite Pokemon. It's the first one to die. So upset. I'm severely upset right now that just happened. Latias questions her sanity. Noel and Duskmane Necrozma split up to search for resources. Lunala attacks Raikou, but he manages to escape. Verizon tries to spear Fish with a trident. Uxie fishes. Zekrom sprains her ankle while running away from Ho-Oh. Rayquaza dies from thirst. Why are they all dying in the most pathetic way? Oh my god. Zelf hunts for other tributes. Groudon sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Latias and Suicune hunt for other tributes. Moltres diverts Solgalio's attention and runs away. Celebi tries to sleep through the entire day. Regirock travels to higher ground. Thundurus explores the arena. Registeel camouflages herself in the bushes. I find that really difficult for Registeel to do. Kyogre discovers a cave. Heatran explores the arena. Regice runs away from the guardian deities. Dawn Wings Necrozma overhears Xerneas and Ultra Necrozma talking in the distance. Cresselia receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Mesprit receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Reshiram severely slices Palkia with a sword. Well, Palkia, you're dead now, so poo-poo on you. Dialga searches for firewood. Mewtwo runs away from Zygarde. Mewtwo, you're not afraid of anything. Entei practices his archery. Cosmoem dies from hunger. So far, only one person gets hit with something and dies. Everyone else is just... Mew! I'm so tired. Mew just dies because they beg for someone to kill them. Like, what? What is why? And then Rayquaza dies from freaking thirst. Oh, but Palkia actually gets attacked and killed. And then Cosmoem dies from hunger. These guys, that legendaries aren't doing so good for themselves. Like, that is a sad turnout. So Galio lets Entei into her shelter. Giratina stays awake all night. Xerneas is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Such a cool looking Pokemon. Celebi cooks her food before putting her fire out. Tornadus receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Heatran convinces Noel to snuggle with him. That is a pair and a half right there. Must be one comfortable snuggle party. Azelf passes out from exhaustion. Raikou destroys the guardian deity's supplies while she is asleep. Well, isn't that just rude? Lugia is awoken by nightmares. Groudon, Yveltal, Reshiram, and Cobalion tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Ultra Necrozma and Latias sleep in shifts. Suicune, Mewtwo, and Registeel sleep in shifts. Regice cries himself to sleep. Terrakion and Cresselia hold hands. Aww. Adorable. Landorus attacks Ho-Oh, but Lunala protects her, killing Landorus. Aww. Well, that's what you get for attacking Ho-Oh. Them birds gotta stick together. Zapdos severely slices Dialga with a sword. No! Dialga's another one of my favorite legendaries. Boo, Zapdos. Boo. Kyogre and Regirock sleep in shifts. Regigigas is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Virizion tends to his wounds. Thundurus loses sight of where he is. Zekrom receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Dawn Wings Necrozma thinks about winning. Well, I hope you die, because I don't like pronouncing your name. Kuno starts a fire. Latias tends to her wounds. Moltres, Mesprit, and Uxie cheerfully sing songs together. Oh, it would have been so funnier if Azelf was there instead of Moltres, because that would be great. Silvally is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Zygarde sleeps tries to sing himself to sleep. Oh. Duskmane Necrozma stays awake all night. That's not a smart move when you are in a death battle. Gotta find a safe place to sleep. Lunala hunts for other tributes. Ultra Necrozma, the guardian deities, Dawnwings Necrozma, and Regice raid Regirock's camp while she is sleeping. Or hunting, not sleeping. Celebi scares Cresselia off. Thunderous camouflages himself in the bushes. Uxie camouflages herself in the bushes. Are they having a party together in there? Latios, Groudon, Giratina, Azelf, and Latios hunt for other tributes. You should probably check out the bushes. That's apparently where everyone's hiding. Nola is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Duskmane Necrozma searches for firewood. Zolgaleo defeats Yveltal in a fight but spares her life. Good, because I can pronounce Yveltal's name. Zekrom and Reshiram threaten a double suicide. It fails and they die. That was awesome. Regigigas receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Lugia searches for a water source. Heatran makes a slingshot. Moltres receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Mesprit, Virizion, Cobalion, and Registeel raid Tornadus' camp while she is hunting. Articuno injures himself. No, don't hurt yourself. Ho-Oh searches for a water source. Raikou explores the area. Silvally, Entei, and Suicune hunt for other tributes. Kyogre tries to sleep through the entire day. Mewtwo goes hunting. Xerneas and Terrakion work together for the day. Terrakion, you're such a team player. Zygarde and Zapdos hunt for other tributes. Cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Landorus, Dialga, Zekrom, and Reshiram. It's fitting that they go together, I guess. Makes sense. Zygarde receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Groudon thinks about winning. Thundurus falls into a pit and dies. Well, way to go, Thundurus. I didn't think that would be a possibility for you. Mesprit attempts to climb a tree but falls on Latios, killing them both. The only issue with that is Mesprit is a lot lighter than Latios. I can guarantee that. Actually, I can't because I don't actually know. Cobalion begs for Virizion to kill him. He refuses, keeping Cobalion alive. Yay! Live longer, Cobalion. It's good for you. Lunala is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Heatran cooks his food before putting his fire out. Lugia looks at the night sky. Registeel tends to her wounds. Latios and Celebi sleep in shifts. Zapdos begs for Solgaleo to kill him. She refuses, keeping Zapdos alive. Xerneas sets up camp for the night. Silvally and Duskmane Necrozma sleep in shifts. Yveltal begs Regigigas to kill her. She refuses, keeping Yveltal alive. Why couldn't you refuse when Mew wanted to die? Everyone else is not accepting this, but no, Mew just needs to get killed right away. Giratina and Kyogre hold hands. What a cute couple you make. Regice receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Azelf, Dawnwings Necrozma, and Terrafin discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Moltres tries to sing herself to sleep. Nola is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Suicune and Ultra Necrozma sleep in shifts. Mewtwo tries to sing himself to sleep. Entei tries to treat his infection. Ooh, Entei, you're infected? Poor guy. Tornadus and Cresselia fight Uxie and the Guardian of Deities. Tornadus and Cresselia survive. Uxie and the Guardian Deities, I like them better than the other two because the Guardian Deities are just kind of cool looking. Regirock stays awake all night. Articuno cooks his food before putting his fire out. Raikou receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Ho-Oh screams for help. Well, that doesn't do you any good. I would suggest not doing that so you don't die, because that's a good way to die. Tornadus stalks Latios. Lunala discovers a cave. Terrakion camouflages herself in the bushes. Entei receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Duskmane Necrozma throws a knife into Cobalion's chest. No, Cobalion! I'm not that disappointed. Yveltal sprains her ankle while running away from Groudon. Dawnwings Necrozma spears Regirock in the abdomen. That is impressive, since Regirock is made of stone, or wood. Rock. Apparently I don't know the difference between wood and rock, so that was good. Heatran, Zapdos, Celebi, Mewtwo, and Suicune hunt for other tributes. Ho-Oh chases Silvally. Regigigas receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Virizion forces Lugia to kill Moltres and Giratina. She decides to kill Giratina. Or, not and, or. I was like, wait, what did I read wrong there? Raikou discovers a river. Solgaleo searches for a water source. Zygarde discovers a cave. Kyogre, Articuno, and Regice hunt for other tributes. Ultra Necrozma, Xerneas, Azelf, and Null hunt for other tributes. Cresselia searches for firewood. Registeel injures herself. Wally. Uh-oh. The arena turns pitch black and nobody can see a thing. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen this one before. Lugia survives. Silvally accidentally makes contact with Spiny, lethal plant life. Does that mean that Silvally just died? Azelf trips on a rock and falls off a cliff. That's funny since Azelf doesn't walk. Yveltal survives. Dawnwing's Necrozma trips on a rock and falls off a cliff. Good, you have a long name. I don't want to read it anymore. Articuno survives! Yeah, keep going, Articuno. Tornadus survives. Moltres flails her weapon around, accidentally killing Groudon. Aww, Groudon's actually kind of cool. Entei trips on a rock and falls off a cliff. Wow, such a graceful creature, tripping on a rock and falling. Registeel trips on a rock and falls off a cliff. Yay, Suicune survives! Cresselia trips on a rock and falls off a cliff. All these flying ones are the ones that are tripping and falling. While fighting, Duskmane, Necrozma, and Terrakion lose their balance, roll down a jagged hillside, and die. Good, another long name one. I also don't know these Pokemon really well, so that's another reason why I don't mind if they die. So, sorry if you guys like them. Zapdos accidentally makes contact with Spiny, lethal plant life. Aw, Zapdos. Zygarde survives. Heatran survives. Ultra Necrozma survives. Latios flails her weapon around, accidentally killing Null. Aw. Ho-Oh survives. Celebi survives. Kyogre survives! Yay! Raikou survives! Virizion flails his weapon around, accidentally killing Regigigas. Yes! Oh, I was getting used to saying Regigigas. It was getting fun. Xerneas survives. Solgaleo survives. Mewtwo finds and kills Lunala, who was making too much noise. Yeah, that actually fits. At least that fits Mewtwo. Goodness. Regice survives. Oh my goodness. 21 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Thundurus, Mesprit, Latias, Uxie, the Guardian Deities, Cobalion, Regirock, Giratina, Silvally, Azelf, Dawnwing's Necrozma, Groudon, Entei, Registeel, Cresselia, Duskmane, Necrozma, Terrakion, Zapdos, Null, Regigigas, and Lunala. Wow, so many people died that day. So many people died yesterday. It was insanity. Ho and Raikou huddle for warmth. Mewtwo tries to sing himself to sleep. Ultra Necrozma and Xerneas sleep in shifts. Regice starts a fire. Articuno is awakened by nightmares. Celebi, Yveltal, and Latios sleep in shifts. Kyogre convinces Zygarde to snuggle with him. Oh, so precious. Heatran defeats Virizion in a fight, but spares his life. That Virizion is giving me tongue twisters there. Lugia thinks about winning. Solgaleo and Suicune huddle for warmth. Oh, cute. Tornadus and Moltres huddle for warmth. People are just huddling for warmth. Apparently it's really cold that night. Day number 4. Moltres receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Suicune collects fruit from a tree. Zygarde hunts for other tributes. Tornadus searches for a water source. Heatran, Latios, and Solgaleo hunt for other tributes. Ultra Necrozma cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. You just heard I didn't like saying your name, so you killed yourself. Cool. Articuno sprains his ankle while running away from Kyogre. Well, then maybe you should have flew away, because you have wings for a reason. Ho-Oh sets an explosive off, killing Xerneas, Celebi, and Mewtwo. Celebi! No! Regice is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Lugia stalks Virizion. Yveltal begs for Raikou to kill her. He refuses, keeping Yveltal alive. What the heck? No one kills anyone but Mew when they beg to be killed. So disappointed. I shouldn't be as mad as I am, but I am. 4 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Ultra Necrozma, Xerneas, Celebi, and Mewtwo. God, Mewtwo is doing so well, too. I'm kind of sad for him. Lugia thinks about home. Yveltal thinks about home. Latios starts a fire. Kyogre starts a fire. Zygarde, Suicune, and Hydra sleep in chips. Virizion and Moltres fight Articuno and Solgaleo. Virizion and Moltres survive. No! Articuno! Ah, all my favorite legendaries are dying. Ah. Ho convinces Regice to snuggle with her. Tornadus tends to her wounds. Raikou accidentally steps on a landmine. Way to go, Raikou. You legendary dogs. You're usually really graceful, but apparently you can't be. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tribute's families. Wow. Ho-Oh decides not to go to the feast. Heatran decides not to go to the feast. Tornadus decides not to go to the feast. Moltres bashes Regice's head against a rock several times. Moltres, you have some anger issues. You should probably check that out. Yveltal decides not to go to the feast. Probably good. Moltres is there and she's cray-cray. Latios decides not to go to the feast. Virizion decides not to go to the feast. Kyogre decides not to go to the feast. Lugia decides not to go to the feast. Is anyone going to go to the feast besides Crazy Moltres? Suicune decides not to go to the feast. Zygarde decides not to go to the feast. Yeah, only freaking Crazy Moltres who just kills Regice. They were the only ones. Suicune, Kyogre, and Latios get into a fight. Kyogre triumphantly kills them both. No, Suicune! Oh, come on! Oh, there goes my second favorite legendary. God, no, come on. At least I like Kyogre, so it's okay. Uh-oh sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Virizion steals from Yveltal while she isn't looking. Heatran picks flowers. Lugia hunts for other tributes. Zygarde receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Tornadus sets Moltres on fire with a Molotov. Well, Moltres, you're made of fire. Why are you being killed by fire? Ridiculous. Oh, good. A monstrous hurricane wreaks havoc on the arena. Man, they're really trying to just get rid of him. Zygarde survives. Yveltal survives. Kyogre pushes Heatran into an incoming boulder. Yeah, get him, Kyogre. Ho is incapacitated by flying debris and dies. Aw. The Virizion pushes Lugia into an incoming boulder. Not Lugia. Come on. Lugia's so cool. Tornadus is sucked into the hurricane. Really, Tornadus? You are a storm. 11 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Articuno. Solgaleo. Raikou, you silly cat. Or dog, actually, you're the legendary dog, my bad. Stepping on land. Was it landmine? I think so. Regice. Sorry that Moltres was such a brute. Suicune. Latios. Moltres. Heatran. Ho-Oh. Lugia. And Tornadus be taken out by a storm. Who would have thought that a storm Pokemon is taken out? Yay! Everyone's having a party together. Zygarde, Kyogre, Virizion, and Yveltal tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. No, you should be killing each other. Virizion, Zygarde, and Kyogre get into a fight. Zygarde triumphantly kills them both. Come on, Yveltal! 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Virizion, Kyogre, and Yveltal. The winner is Zygarde from District 10! Woo! Yay, Zygarde, you win! Alright, well, we should see who killed the most. See, Virizion has 4. 4 might be the most. Yeah, Moltres has 4 too. Oh, looks like Virizion and Moltres tie for first for the most kills. Looks like. Alrighty, so it looks like we got another winner. We have Zygarde Now, like I said, I promise this will be the last Pokemon themed one. The winners from the previous Hunger Games will return though, so there will be 3 Pokemon in the basically the final. Like, I'll get up to 24 winners, and we will do a Hunger Games off of all the winners, and we'll see how that goes. But anyway, if you guys have any ones that you would like to see it for the Hunger Games challenges, just let me know. I'd be more than happy to look them up, find them, and do a Hunger Games for you. And anyway, hopefully I will see you guys next time. Bye!